Well, this is the piston. So the steam comes down into it and it expands. The force of the expanding steam is the pressure is pushing the train. Not dead. We're coming to see the big boy.
And why is this important? Why are all these people here?
Well, there's thousands and thousands of people because it's just one of the most incredible things that's happened in... No one ever thought the big boy would ever run again. There's 8 of them left, but everyone thought they were too big to run. Union Pacific just finished a 5-year restoration on it. It just finished its tests last month.
It did.
Yes, and one has not run in 59 years, so nobody's seen one run in 2 generations.
Now, I thought that we saw one back in elementary. Was that actually a big boy or not?
That was a close engine. It's called the Challenger, but it's smaller.
So, you're saying the big boy is the biggest steam engine alive?
Yes.
So the last time that this particular train was running, what?
It was 1950s.
1950s.
Yeah.
And why did they decide to get this train running?
For the Golden Spike anniversary. They wanted to do something big, and there's nothing bigger they could do than that.
There's nothing bigger that they could do than the big boy.
Yes.
It is the 150th anniversary of the Golden Spike. And...
Is this moving or something?
Yeah.
Are you into trains?
Yes.
Say what people worked on with
Do you?
train and then they raced together.
Oh yeah, tell us that.
Well, Union Pacific started in Omaha and came west to Utah.
Okay.
And then the Central Pacific started in California and went east to Utah. And they met on the north side of the Great Salt Lake.
So the blue boy will not be going there. It's just going to Oxford.
Big boy.
Yeah, there hasn't been
The
any.
big boy.
There hasn't been any tracks there since the 40s.
Do you know any other special trivia that we should know about?
No, I'm not really, but...
He does. You do.
Oh, okay. So there's a whistle again.
We just heard it again.
Seen a lot of smoke.
Do you see the
How's the
smoke?
battery on that thing? We see some steam coming out of the canyon. But we don't know if it's going to be on this track
Or the lower.
or that track.
Listen.
There's something about train whistles, isn't there, Ryan?
It was built in 1942 or 1, in time for the war. And
In time for the war.
yeah, to help out with the war effort.
World War II.
Oh,
And it weighs 1.2 million pounds.
So you're saying that this railroad was important in supporting the war effort?
Absolutely.
Important enough to use all the resources to prepare an engine for it?
Yeah.
So they built 25 of those big boys during the war, or right before the war, at the beginning of the war, because it was so important to get stuff from the east to the
Yeah.
west. What were they shipping over the mountains that was so important that they
Oh,
had?
everything. I mean, anything from food and materials to tanks and ammunition. I mean, everything.
And this was the only way over the mountains, or it was the best way over the mountains?
It's the most direct. I mean,
Like shipping stuff
Most
over the
direct.
it's
thank you.
yeah. So that down there is the original line that they built 150 years ago, but then they added this one about 100 years ago because it's not as steep.
Brian,
So-
I have a question.
It helps them climb the canyon.
I have a question, Brian. I'm assuming there's plenty of cars attached. How much would you have to pay to have a seat on one of the cars?
Well,
are there
for the-
other passengers?
Yeah,
Like,
there are some, but for this excursion, there's I think $3,000 tickets and $5,000 tickets.
that's about right.
It's a big deal.
If you had more money, would you be on there?
Absolutely.
Would you fly to wherever it began and get on?
We just saw it. How was
It's really
it?
special because I mean it's like it's kind of like a homecoming for it because I mean it's like this was kind of their home territory. They only ran between here and Wyoming, so
Why is it so big?
because you see those mountains there?
Yeah.
That's why. It's because they're so steep that they needed something big to get trains over the mountain.
You guys, we just saw it. How was it?
It was just like seeing whales.
Yep.
Was that a spiritual experience?
Spiritual.
It was.
You think, why are all these people, hundreds and hundreds,
You need
thousands
to
of
get in the
people,
light.
why are why are all these thousands, hundreds of people here for the train? And because you think there's not that many people that like trains. But I think that in the heart of every individual, there's something that loves a steam locomotive train. Because it's something from the past, it's something that's not there anymore. So there's this,
It's kind of like a dinosaur that's alive, kind of.
it's like this
Whoa.
nostalgia.
But a happy, nice dinosaur. And you
Yeah,
think,
it's really comfortable.
why are we
Then
here
you have the
amidst
valve
the
gear,
masses?
which is, so you
Well,
have the main
I
rods,
say
which
there are
the
times
piston
when you
is
just
applying
join
all its
with
force,
the
the expanding
masses.
steam.
Like
into the
solar
wheels.
eclipses.
Like
But then you have other
solar
rods and levers,
eclipses.
which are for that
Disneyland.
timing valve.
Yeah.
That's called the valve here.
Thank you.
Well,
When you hear the whistle blowing,
And you get the cinders falling in your hair. And
it's just,
there's nothing like it.
there's nothing like it. I think everybody loves trains.
It was really great. Okay, once it goes back home to Cheyenne, Union Pacific in the future is going to have a tour all over its system.
Oh, that's
So we
pretty
don't
cool.
know where it could go next.
This has been another episode of We Love Trains with our specialist, Brian Burr.
Thank you for joining us.